welcome in. I am Lindsay with Be Happy Cottage, and I am in a page shop today with wild honey. A few minutes early so I can kind of share out a little bit and just kind of make sure everything's good. Okay, let's see. So you don't know I am what? What do you need? If you need something, just ask. I'm just not sure what you're going to say. Okay, you're taking a while over here. That seems okay, but my computer is not. Okay, I'm waiting for Sandy to kind of see her. I wish on the computer it would let you choose more than one group to share so you don't have to like go back in, but it doesn't. It's not quite the same as the phone. And I don't think I can share from that at all. I don't see anything. Hey, Sandy. It's kind of, I hopped on early hoping to share and just make sure everything was good. Okay, you got me shared into the group. Shared. Okay. Okay, well, at least the comments are coming up over here. So, oh, it's right about time. Okay, thank you. I'll kind of give it a second before I start saying all the things because we both know the whole wild honey and all that stuff. So I can get this and I can start mixing my paint too. Okay. So I'm using the canisters, just like coffee type containers. I did go ahead and paint them black. You might need a little bit more of that. But we'll start with that. I'm going to add some baking soda in there. Oh, my voice is just like gone. That may have been a little too much baking soda. Yeah, that would definitely be too much, which I'm going to need more paint, so we're just going to go ahead and add in more paint. I feel like my paint is getting like a little bit thick. So I have 3 of these containers and they're different sizes. I figured I'd start with this small one just to kind of get a feel if I'm going to like this or not. I've used this technique. Y'all, I got so much baking soda. Good gravy. Like with the stencils, and then you kind of go over it or whatever. But I don't think I've really like completely painted something doing this. Okay, hopefully that's that will be good enough. Hey, Misty. So I'm trying to get my paint like out of the thing. Like way too much baking soda came out, and I do have a couple containers that I could paint if I need to. I'm just trying to smear some of this off of here. So I'm going to do some coffee canisters, and I found on it's Vintage Roots Digital Designs. She has a bunch of free printables. I'm honestly not sure like who put the printable on there. I tried to scroll and look, and there's like a lot that are somewhat similar, so I didn't want to put the wrong name. But I have sugar, and then flour, and then I have one that is salt. And what I did, like on these, they were kind of 4 of the same thing on a page, whether it be flour, salt, or whatever, and each one was like slightly different. So I just put it on, uploaded it to Canva, and kind of shrunk them to the size that I wanted, to sort of fit like the pieces that I have. So I keep like all my containers like this a lot. I actually not too long ago threw away a bunch just because I realized I had some out in my storage too, and I had some in here, and I had, I kind of had a lot. Some of the things that my mom and I had planned on doing, we didn't end up getting to. So I told her, we can save throughout the year again, and next Christmas make stuff. I'm just going to go ahead and start cleaning out some of this. Yeah, I really like those printables. And there was some vegetable stuff I came across trying to find like who actually put those on there. And like cinnamon and coffee, just all kinds of stuff. And then there's also like very whimsical printables. That group is Vintage Roots Digital Designs. She does tons of stuff, and I think there's a couple of people that do it. And then I got this. I want to make these like a tag, and this is from the Design Hippo. So luckily that was printed on the bottom. But if you're just hopping on, this is a Wild Honey page hop, and it's Trash to Treasure today. So that's why we're doing a used coffee can. So I did go ahead and like paint all of them with the black. It's the Waverly chalk paint and ink, just to kind of give a little bit of a base. And if some of it shows through, like I'm okay with that. And then I took the plaster color and I added baking soda. And I'm going to more do like that where I tap it on. I'm wanting them kind of like a little distressed and aged, a little bumpy-ish kind of thing going on. So like right there, that black coming through, I like that. So I'm going to try to kind of do that where here and there it's got that, where I don't have to sand that plastic. Sometimes it takes all the paint off. Tracy and Lisa. Yeah, I knew Tracy and I wasn't sure who the other person was. But I'm going to kind of make them like a little canister type thing. And these, like 15 minutes before I was supposed to go live, because I was like, do I want to make a tag or not? And I thought, no, I won't do a tag. And then it hit me something like that would be cute on there. And so I just got on Pinterest real quick, looked up free printable kitchen measurements, trying to find something really fast. Hey, Emily. Hey, Kelly. How are y'all doing? Which that's something you could like type out and do real easy on Canva. It's just I wasn't going to have the time to do that. So my husband's like taking care of like trying to switch our insurance over to save money and stuff. Because like a lot of stuff, it's really gone up. So he's kind of looked into, some better things. And I think our company or whatever that we were with at one time, it kind of like the daughter, I think, sold the company out or whatever. But I didn't know he was on the phone. He's in his desk chair and it's a higher back. And I just thought he was like on his computer, and I went in there and he doesn't really like lip gloss. I'm like, yeah, I already put my lip gloss on, but let me go ahead and kiss you before you go to work. And then my son's going, shh, Mom. And I look and I realize he's on the phone. I don't know if he ever realized I was behind him. Okay, so I'm just really trying to like leave some spots like that. I do have some gray paint. I kind of want to wash that over it, and probably some, I don't think I'll do crappie grunge. I'll probably do the Waverly Wax stuff on there too. And I have so much going on here because when I started, I was trying to dump out the baking soda in it. You know, a little too much came out. So I just kept pouring paint till I thought the mixture was okay. Hi, Miss Judy. Try to just like lightly tap some of those where it's such a circle of black showing, where it lightly covers through it, but there's still some black. Okay, I think we're pretty good. And I'm okay with this upper part having a little more black to it. I am going to use the little dryer thing, and hopefully that'll help it some, since I'm wanting to do like extra layers on there. I want to say this is Folgers. I don't know. I like how it's kind of like a ridge, like the texture of the container. I do like that. I'm just hoping that my printable kind of ends up laying flat and looking okay on this. I should have thought about that before I started doing all the texture stuff, but I think it'll be fine. Hi, Brenda. Oh, there's Megan. I was like, I see a hi Megan, but I don't see her. I was trying. Yeah, I can tell those are still a little wet. So chalk paint dries fast, but some of those areas, because it's more chunky with that, it's still a little bit wet. I think that'll be good. I am going to go ahead and like paint. Are y'all leaving, baby, or what do you need? You got money. The ice cream man's out. Have Carter go out with you.
He's already out there.
That's
playing
fine.
hang a seat.
Okay, that's fine. They like live for when the ice cream man comes. I swear. Okay. So I got these at a garage sale. It was like a whole little baggie of them. I just used the well bonds. Now I took those two bigger ones out and like wiped them out with a wet rag. This one, it didn't look like anything was in there, but there must have been. From me turning my hand, I can tell there's like some coffee on it. I guess that didn't get rinsed, but that's okay. So like this one had a gray lid. I did paint it black just to kind of give it a little something if it showed through. I'm going to go over this and really try to cover where you can kind of tell the writing and stuff, and hopefully that doesn't show through at all. I don't know on this. I might stain it. I kind of like the wood look, so I'm thinking about keeping that. Hi, Wanda. Hi, Cynthia. Welcome in. So this is a Wild Honey page hop if y'all are just hopping on. Okay, that actually covers pretty good. So I'm just going to try to get as close. See, I hit some of it, which if it gets a little bit on there, that's fine. I think I'll like a little bit of the cream, and then I can do the antique wax over it. And I think that'll be fine if it gets just like a little bit on there. Trying to get down in that groove. It kind of has like a lip on it. And get the side too. Now my big lid, the thing when I picked it up, it came off. So I had to redo that a little while ago, and I don't know, I didn't get enough stuff on there. I could tell when I lifted it up. That one may not be dry enough, so I'm just going to leave him alone for a bit. But this one feels pretty secure. Okay. Kind of set that to the side. And the big one is down there, so I'm going to go ahead and do this guy. That one I kind of completely covered. I'm going to try to leave a little more black showing on this one because I do kind of like it. There's a little bit peeking through, but not a lot. I'm going to just lightly dab since there's a little bit. And then when I go over it with the antique wax, it looks more purposeful than like a few places just kind of looking like I touched it with the paintbrush. Hey, Stephanie, how are you doing? So I'm using coffee cans and making like little canisters of salt, flour, and then sugar. The neighbor's dogs are going crazy because my kids are out there. Okay, so here's that guy. That there. Alright, this one, and it's kind of why I thought about doing the baking soda to give a little more texture. It's one of those where it's kind of cardboard, I guess, and it just had the paper stuff on it. So there's like these like lines, kind of like a crescent roll has lines. It's kind of like that. I'm just going to start. It's a little arm workout for the day, y'all. Let's try to tell who y'all are talking to. I'm going to assume that it's Stephanie and Megan, but I'm not sure. I can't tell. And Saturday there's also a event in Wild Honey. Oh, what is it? Home Sweet Home, I think is the name of it. So that's going to be fun. I have an idea of what I'm doing. Just kind of have to pull it together and make sure. I don't know. I had like a few thoughts. Not sure. One of them isn't necessarily making something. It's more like putting things together. And I don't really know if like that's okay. So I'm trying to figure out what I think I should do. I went from like not really going live a whole lot to in like about a week's time, 3 events. That's like why I've been going live. Pretty soon I'll probably start doing a few more, trying to get back in the groove since I've got things to actually make. Okay, I think that's pretty good. I'm trying to tell where some of those lines are, y'all. I'm trying to cover it just like a little bit better. I don't see them too bad. Like right there, I can kind of tell. So I just want to lift it up just a little bit more. Also don't want to just make such a heavy line of distressing that it kind of draws your attention to it. So I'm trying to go back out again and like just kind of flare that out some. Okay, I think we're good. Let's see. I'm trying to think of where to set it so that y'all don't have to sit and watch me dry this one again. Maybe it'll dry a little bit where I can go back. I'm just going to set it on the floor here. It should be fine. Okay. I can always mix up more when I go to do the big one. We're at 320, so we might have time to do that big one. Move that book away. So I'm going to make sure these, yeah, they're not pressing in anymore, so that's good. They're fairly dry. I'm saying something but didn't want to. I missed something. Oh, for me not going live. I don't know what you're talking about. Message me. Okay. The time delay, sometimes like I'm thinking back, and then sometimes it's really not that bad on the time delay. So it's like, is it something I just said? Okay. So let me turn this so it's not rolling up. I grabbed the satin one, darn it. Hold on now. Let me grab. I prefer to use matte paint, honestly. I do like satin stuff, but I don't know, a lot of projects, it just seems to take longer. So what I'm going to do is get that a little bit wet. And that way it's just kind of picking up on those higher points a little bit and adding another color. So kind of distressing it like you would with a brown. I did this on 3 pieces of furniture, I think, in my house. And then I went back with, not with the texture stuff. I just did like regular, but kind of using the gray and washing and then like adding in some black. And then I went back with the antique wax. So it kind of pulls all those colors in and just gives a distressed look. And then I take, whether I use the plaster chalk paint or this antique, is it just antique white, I think, that I get from Walmart? I really water that down and I go over the whole thing kind of like a glaze, just to kind of mute it all and blend it all together. And honestly, rags or paper towels is what I personally like the best when doing stuff like this, especially when you're going in kind of wet. So it just kind of adds another little layer. It's still pretty bright. As much as I like the primitive and like the crustiness and like all that, I do like in the spring having just a little touch of those things, but with that antique white. I like that kind of brighter feel. Now I'm going to go in with just a little bit of that satin because it's lighter, and just very lightly throughout, just to add another dimension here and there. And I am trying to get these ridges to kind of show that texture that's already in the shape of this and hit those a little bit. Some of them I got pretty good, and then some of them not so much. I really like all this bumpiness going over here. It's probably going to be more like the side to the back of the can though, because I'm thinking right here it's a little smoother. That's where I'll try to Mod Podge that little salt thing down. I'm going to go in a few places just to add a little bit more. Okay, now I need my antique wax. There it is. Okay, that's got too much white paint on it when I turn back. Let me grab another piece. Okay. Tap some of it off. Okay, so here's with the brown, and then there's with not. So it's not a huge difference. I see it more in person, and the white's still definitely coming through, but it gives a little more of the aged. So it kind of went from like more farmhousey to now that little bit aged, without to me being like overly primitive and feeling a little brighter to go with my stuff. Hey, Devonna, thank you. We got pretty good around most of it. I do want to go in and around the bottom. I do want that a little bit darker. I'm probably going to have to like dry that. I can tell that's not drying very fast. And not the whole thing, just here and there. I want a few kind of darker areas. Okay. So now, let me close this guy up so we don't knock him over. I plan on doing these on here. So I'm going to leave, I'll wait to do that. Let me grab this salt one. So here's this. And like I said, these are from Vintage Roots Digital Design. So look there for free printables. They have tons of stuff. Okay, I'm really liking the crusty or the bumpiness of that. So I'm going to try to get that where you somewhat see it from the front a little. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's going to be the best spot. Is right here. Okay, so let me get some Mod Podge. I can hear my child. I don't know what he's doing, y'all. Colson Asher. Y'all, I'm really bad about getting stuff on there straight. It always looks crooked. Plus, I can't like cut a straight line to save my life. I'll make sure that that is down good and kind of where all those little grooves are, or the shape of it. Y'all know what I'm trying to say, right? Okay, now I am going to go back over that once it's kind of dried with some of that antique wax over the top of this around the edge, just to take a little of that sheen. That's supposed to be matte, but it's not really matte to me, at least. Okay, so we got that going on. Let me go ahead. I could get the top of this. Because I probably won't do gray on there, really. I do want just a little bit of that brown. I feel like I'm going to need a paintbrush to finish that. Get a little more water and go in a little heavier with the water. Just kind of distribute it out some. Did the ice cream man come? Sometimes they wait and wait, and he doesn't always come over here. There's like a couple neighborhoods, and they'll hear him off in the distance. Or it takes him a really long time to get over here. Okay. So yeah, I gotta hit this, y'all. Sorry. Hi, Sarah. Hey, Melanie. How are you doing? Hey, Barb. Okay, I think that'll be fine. or I can go ahead and do this over it like I did that other. So today is Wild Honey's page hop, and it's trash to treasure. So I am taking like coffee containers. I've got 3 different sizes. Like I have a fairly large one, and doing like salt, flour, and sugar. So I figured I'd start with the small one. I wanted to do, I painted it black first, and then I did I always call it antique white. It's the plaster, and I added baking soda in it to get all that texture. And then I went over it with some like gray paint mixed with some water, and then also the antique wax. So I wasn't sure about the texture thing. The reason I did it is the middle-sized can is one of those where it's the like cardboard, so you could see the lines on it. So I was hoping to kind of cover that up. Okay. It didn't totally dry. It's kind of pulling, but I mean, it's just adding a little more texture to it, so that's okay. If you haven't caught everybody, you want to go back and catch them. There's been, I think, 4 people before me, I want to say. Maybe more than that. Probably more than that, huh? I feel like there's been more. I think 2 people may have been new to me. But I really liked the cutest little thing. Andrea, her, the cloche, the lampshade cloche. I thought that was cool. Everybody's done really cute stuff, but I thought that was different and neat. Okay. So, and I did use the lids. I'm not going to push it all the way just to make sure all the paint and things are actually dry before I do that. But here is this guy. So he's kind of done. And like I said, these I got at a garage sale. They're just little, they're, actual knobs or whatever. They have like the little hole in it. And I just used that Will Bond stuff and glued on there. I found like a whole container of different like little wood stuff, which was really nice. So now I have like little knobs for finials. They're really cute for pumpkins and things like that too. Okay, I do want to kind of go, that's dry now, so I can go over the front of that. I'm not going to do the gray. I'm just wanting to get like a little bit of that antique wax just to kind of blend those edges in a little bit more. Let me take that off there. And using that Mod Podge, it doesn't really like soak down into the paper, which is nice. You can kind of pull it away if you get too much. I just wanted to go with the can a little bit and take a little bit of the kind of sheen that it tends to have with that Mod Podge. Okay, so I think this guy is done. I'm not going to do the little measuring thing on him. I kind of want that for the bigger. Now, I do have the little scoop that I thought would be cute. Oh, I should have grabbed a little wooden spoon. I do have that. That might be cute on here. I know they're in one of those 2 things there, but I'm not going to dig for that. So I may do that with this. And then, sorry, I kind of wanted this with the sugar. So that would be cute. I could do a spoon on there with a little bit of twine or something like that. And then do this with the flour is what I'm thinking. So let me get, what time are we at, y'all? Okay, we've got 20 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and cut out sort of wanted to put it on a tag. I didn't know if they would fit. And if I hadn't done this or thought about it like right before going live, I would have looked for some cardstock to print it off on. That would probably be better. I actually think the big one's going to fit. Okay, we'll cut out the big one. She had these though. This is the Design Hippo. There's also like a pastel colored one. So I think there may have been 3 different ones, but I know I saw pastel and then this one. Let's try to. The mason jar is cute. The cup's kind of cute too. Should I do a mason jar or the cup? I don't know. The cup's kind of cute. Since it's flower, that may kind of look better. I'm going to cut one of these out and we'll kind of see how it fits in those. Set that over there. The house sounds very quiet. I don't know if they have left. It's about time that they were going to leave. I probably shouldn't have done that. We'll try to cut it out. It's going to leave a very skinny piece and hopefully it doesn't tear. Oh, hey, Emily, how are you? Thank you. Okay. So this fits on there pretty good too. It's like that tip's coming off just a little bit, but I'll just cut that. It's the black part. I do think that's kind of cute. And that would be for my flower. So let's Mod Podge him down. Nope, I still hear people. They have not left yet. It went on there fine. That kind of bunched. That's okay. Let's use this. Oh, you know what? I didn't scrunch my card up beforehand. And I do tend to really like that, but I don't want to do it with this paper on here. Okay. So I just did that to be simple. If I tie it with twine, it won't be on this one, but on another one, I'd probably let some twine hang off of it just to add a little extra to it. Okay, so I do want to, oh, I just saw that thing. There it is. I do want to put some stain on this. Oh, thank you, Wanda. Yeah, I was happy when I found those because I have some of those, like, it's almost like a whole ball and there's a hole at the bottom and then it's, you know, kind of flat. And I've used those, but I like how that kind of comes up and flares out where it looks a little more like a knob. Or at some height, I guess, to it. The spoon, if you wanted to, you know, add a little more to it, you could take Epsom salt and kind of glue in there where it actually looks like a little scoop, you know, of salt. I mean, honestly, you could probably just use salt so it's smaller granules and just kind of Mod Podge it in there if you wanted to. Okay, so here's that guy. I just wanted just a little something extra to him. Okay, so we'll go ahead and start on this one. Him up there. I'm trying to tell what y'all can see. Okay, so now we need to go. You are not dry. Really? Thank you, Bacon. They're still moving. Okay. Hopefully that's good enough. He's not wet enough. It's not quite doing what I want, but it could be because this wasn't a plastic underneath. I mean, I don't think that would make a difference. But there we go. I mean, I don't mind a few darker places like that and kind of, there we go. It's kind of moving around a little bit more. Love you, babe. Are they all going? He said he was earlier because y'all were going to do the... He is. Okay, that's what I thought. Love you, baby. Make sure you drink water.
Water sounds gross. Not like blisters.
Child. Love you. Be safe if y'all do the walking thing.
Run into cars. I got you. You'll hear it on the news, don't worry.
I think he took a shower or whatever when he got out, which he slept in. Like, he went to bed before all of us, and he slept in really late today. And I asked him, I'm like, are you feeling okay? And he's like, yeah, but I can tell he's tired. I don't know if he's fixing to grow again, because he doesn't have fever. He's like, he doesn't really feel bad, or, you know, like anything like that. So, but earlier he got hot. It wasn't like a fever hot. He just in the shower.
Dad, okay.
I knew you were going, baby. Love you. I had a sparkly water though, and I told him he could have that, but then he needed to drink like regular water too. I kind of fight all of them on that. Not that we really have soda all the time. That's fine. Like juice, tea, things like that. Like they would rather have that. So I kind of have to stay on them as far as like, y'all do have to, you know, drink water. Yes, see, I like ice cold water too. I like it with lemon. I will do like cucumber, mint, and lemons in it and put it in the fridge. And I really like that. And my mom and my oldest, they're kind of the opposite. They like room temperature. They're like, it messes with my throat. I don't like it. I'm like, oh, we're so weird. No, I don't care for kind of warm water. It better be like coffee or tea or like, I don't know, room temperature water, like Cokes and things like that. Like some people don't do ice. And I know, I can't remember what country it is, but a lot of other countries, I guess they don't really put like ice in soda. And I would be like, excuse me, y'all didn't finish my drink here. I can't imagine drinking it like without ice. That just, even if it was more fizzy, it's hot. Like that's so gross. Now I'm not doing a lot of this light color. I'm just trying to add just a touch of it around it to break it up and just be another kind of depth in all the colors. Highlight, whatever you want to call it. You could make really cute little printables though, just using Canva and for like your craft room or anything like that. And make these however you want, you know, as far as labels and stuff. They're really good canisters to hold things. I mean, they're really good for like screws and stuff. I don't know if you'd want to go to that much detail for something like that in your garage. But, you know, like even in a bathroom or kids' room, like a baby's room, they would be great to hold stuff too. Okay, so let's go in with a little bit of this. Oh, thank you, Denise. How are you doing? Okay, so yeah, I'm going to kind of turn this. Get a little more water on there. Sometimes depending on the texture of something and how it's just kind of picking it up, I will go back and kind of like rub it in a little bit more just so it's not so like streak looking, and kind of go the other way and like rub it out and stuff like that too. I am trying to catch like all these little like texture bumps though and get some of that. So that's why I use the water. It kind of helps with that and dilutes it out a little bit. Okay, so now I'm going to go back around the bottom just to give that little bit darker tone. I would need it for the lid. I'm not going to worry about the lid right now just due to the fact that I'm going to have to dry it again. So I'm just going to try to get like the thing on here where you can see that. Use the container for my lint collector. Oh, yeah, that would be a really good idea too. Okay, so this one is going to be our sugar. I'm liking the crunchiness there. I may go back because you can really see like the line right here, and I'm really not digging it. I love that texture there. I may go back and add like a little more texture and kind of try to blend that out. I mean, looking at it from this point, it looks more like, I don't want to say a dent, but you know what I mean? It doesn't really look like it's a paper cardboard thing, so it might end up being okay once I get all the things on it. So let's get some Mod Podge on this guy. And up after me is Miss Sandy with Sandy's Burlap and Bling. You're proud of me? I didn't do something cardboard. Oh my goodness, I feel like I've been doing a lot of cardboard stuff. And then I did a book for Miss Mandy's birthday thing. And so I have an idea for like another cardboard book thing. So I'm going to save that. I was like, what am I going to do for this? Like, I don't know. And I thought about like paper flower stuff. And I'm like, I've done that a couple of times. Like, and then I remembered these cans that I had them. And I was like, you know what? And when I saw those printables, I was like, okay, I know what I'm doing. I'm just trying to like kind of push from the center out. And kind of rub that down since I do have texture on here. Make sure that kind of seals over that. And I'm just going to get a little bit more, especially around the edges. Just try to make sure we're sealed down good. And then I'm going over this just so that way when I do that antique wax, it doesn't just absorb down into it. And I have a little bit of play as far as maneuvering it around and making it light enough that it doesn't cover up my word. But here's this one. So this will be the lid, and I'll do the same exact thing with the colors and add the gray and the antique wax to that. Okay, we've got 3 more minutes. So this one is our sugar. I don't know if I'll run a string off of this, but I'm wanting to add that where it's kind of hanging off the side. I could like glue a string around that or something and do it, but I think almost like a tassel type fill. I did. So most of my things I like to put a tag or a tassel, and I have noticed that like last year when I was doing my kitchen and doing like my above my cabinets, like, okay, tassel tag, tassel tag, tassel tag. Like, Lindsay, you got to remember, not everything needs a tassel or a tag. And I took some of them off because it was just like boom, boom, boom. But in here talking and doing that, and you're just like looking at the element, I like it. But when you start doing everything, it doesn't all need to look exactly the same, you know? So I didn't really want tassels on these, but I may do that. Do like a little rope around this, and I may even drill a hole through here and kind of tie it that way so it'll just hang. And then I do think it'll be really cute. I wasn't thinking about that. I saw the spoon, but I was like, well, I'm doing a scoop. But I think a little spoon with this, even if I lay it next to it and put some salt in it and just Mod Podge it, I think that would be cute. So here's this one, a little salt. And I've got all that texture just with the paint. So I did the black underneath and then the plaster with the baking soda in it. And then I just rubbed like gray and the antique wax over it. Same thing with this. And then I'll show you the other one. So this one was like a big coffee thing. And so this is what the flower is going to go on. So those will look really cute together on my shelf. And I mean, I honestly could put stuff in them. But so we have like 1 minute. So y'all want to hop over to Wild Honey. It is a page hop, but it's all being streamed in there. I don't think it tagged in my description, but Sandy should have. I think I got her tagged. So you can just click on Sandy's name too in the description to hop over to her. Hey Sandy, how are you doing? I can tell it's you, but I can't tell. Here. That's okay. Okay, so we've got 1 minute. So I'm going to do that with this guy. And then this will go on my flower. I will do a tag on that because, you know, it's just one tag. It's fine. Thank you, Giovanna. So I will have to keep working on that guy. I've got other stuff that I do kind of have to do. But I'll get pictures of at least of these. And then when I do finish that one guy, I'll get a picture of all of them. No. He's trying to drink my coffee. Okay, so y'all hop on over to Miss Sandy, and I will see y'all in comments. Bye, guys. Little slow connection bar came up. I can't touch the finish. Okay. Thanks, Megan. Okay, bye, y'all.